I remember the exact moment. The lights started to tilt. 1 second I was standing on that stage at my promotion ceremony, hearing my name echoed through applause that felt too loud, too far away. The next, my body wasn't listening to me anymore. My hand was still on the podium, fingers locked tight like letting go would make everything worse. I tried to speak, something simple, something normal, but what came out was barely a whisper. I just need a second. The microphone carried it anyway. I saw faces shift, confusion first, then concern, then that sharp, rising realization that something was wrong. My knees buckled before I could correct it. The floor rushed up like it had been waiting for me all along. And the last thing I remember before everything fractured was the CEO stepping forward. Not with a smile, not with congratulations, but with alarm. After that, everything turns into fragments. Beeping, white ceilings, someone saying my name like it belongs to a stranger. And the worst part is what I learned later, that while I was lying unconscious in a hospital bed, my phone kept lighting up for people who never came. People who chose not to. Even before I fully understood where I was, I already felt the absence like a physical weight pressing down on my chest. When I finally opened my eyes, the hospital room was too bright, too clean, too quiet in a way that didn't feel safe. A nurse was standing near my bed, phone pressed to her ear, voice tight with frustration. We've called her emergency contacts 3 times. No response. Parents listed as primary. I tried to swallow. My throat felt like sandpaper. They should be here, I managed. The nurse didn't answer me. She was already listening to the silence on the other end of the line like it was an answer she didn't want. That's when I heard it, another voice from the hallway speaker. Calm, controlled, too calm. She's always dramatic. If it were serious, she'd call us directly. My stomach dropped before I even recognized the voice. My mother. The nurse hesitated. Ma'am, she collapsed during a public promotion ceremony. She is currently under observation. A pause, long enough to feel intentional. Then my mother again. We're out of the country. It can wait. The line cut. I stared at the ceiling, trying to convince myself I misheard it. That maybe exhaustion was distorting things. That maybe there was another explanation for how easily she said it. My phone lit up beside me. My brother had posted a photo from Hawaii. Blue water, bright sky, a drink raised like nothing in the world had ever gone wrong. Caption: best vacation ever, no drama this time. Before I could even process that, another notification appeared. A message preview from my mother. We need you, call us now. My fingers moved before I could think, and stopped right before I touched the screen. Because the hospital phone in the hallway started ringing again, and this time, I heard the call get rejected. By her. The moment I hit call back, I already knew it was going to fail. It rang once, then dropped dead into silence. I stared at the screen like it had personally decided not to connect me to my own family. I tried again. Same result. No ringing this time, just an immediate cut, like the line was being actively shut off the second it recognized my number. A nurse walked past my bed, glancing at my monitor, then at me. Still no contact. I hesitated. It's not connecting. She exhaled sharply, already tired of the pattern. We're still being redirected to voicemail or blocked lines. Blocked. That word didn't feel real in a hospital context. People didn't get blocked from emergencies. That wasn't how it worked. Except it was happening anyway. From the hallway, I heard voices again, this time closer, sharper. A different nurse speaking into a speakerphone, trying to keep her tone controlled. She is not stable enough to be without emergency contact response. We need authorization for next steps. A pause crackled through the speaker. Then my mother's voice again, clearer now, like she had chosen to engage this time. She exaggerates symptoms when she wants attention. If she was truly unconscious, she would have contacted us herself. My fingers curled around the edge of the blanket. I was unconscious, I said quietly, even though I knew she couldn't hear me. The nurse looked toward my room, uncertain now. The speaker continued, my mother unfazed. We are out of the country. Do not escalate this further unless she personally requests it. The line clicked off. A doctor stepped into my room a minute later, scanning my chart. Do you have anyone we can physically reach? He asked. I opened my mouth, then closed it again. Because the honest answer didn't sound real anymore. I think, I said slowly, they're choosing not to come. The doctor frowned, about to respond, when my phone lit up again. This time it wasn't a message. It was an incoming hospital call attempt. And I watched it get declined before it even finished ringing. By morning, my phone wouldn't stop vibrating against the metal tray. I couldn't even count the notifications before the screen dimmed and lit again. Messages from colleagues, HR, numbers I didn't recognize. The kind of attention that usually comes with celebration, except nothing about this felt like congratulations anymore. My promotion announcement had gone public. A nurse stepped in to adjust my IV, glancing at the screen as it kept flashing. You're trending internally at your company, she said carefully, like she didn't want to add weight to it. I didn't even know I was conscious enough for that, I muttered. Then my phone rang again. This time I answered. A professional voice came through immediately. Miriam Hale. Yes. This is HR. We're trying to confirm your condition. We've been informed by your emergency contacts that you are stable and resting, and do not require escalation unless you personally request it. I sat up slightly, ignoring the sting in my ribs. That's not true. A pause. Then, we're also seeing an issue with your payroll account. Your promotion bonus was accessed and redirected last night. My breath caught hard. Redirected by who? The answer came too quickly. Your mother is listed as the authorized account manager. The nurse froze beside my bed. That's not standard. Who changed that? Before I could respond, she glanced at my chart on the monitor wall. Her expression shifted. This was updated overnight. Family requested communication limits. My phone buzzed again. A photo loaded instantly, Jason again. Resort bill, paid in full. Caption, thanks for the upgrade, sis. I stared at it until the screen dimmed. Then my mother called immediately after. And this time, the hospital line beside me started ringing at the exact same moment. From both sides. I didn't answer either call. I just watched them ring in sync, my mother's name flashing on my phone, while the hospital line on the wall kept lighting up like it couldn't decide which version of reality I was supposed to respond to. A nurse stepped closer to the monitor. We're seeing administrative overrides in your file, she said quietly. This shouldn't be possible without patient consent. I didn't consent to anything, I said. My voice came out steadier than I felt. The hospital line finally stopped ringing. My phone didn't. My mother called again immediately. Then my father. Then Jason. Back to my mother. Like they were taking turns, pressing something down that wouldn't stay buried. The nurse exchanged a look with the doctor who had just entered. His expression had changed, less medical now, more procedural. We're escalating this, he said. There's financial activity tied to your medical emergency status. That word hit harder than I expected. Emergency status. Not me, not my collapse, my status. The door opened again, and a hospital administrator walked in holding a thick file. We've identified multiple communication restrictions placed on your account, she said, signed under family authority. I turned my head slowly. My mother signed something while I was unconscious, I said. The administrator didn't deny it. That was answer enough. The nurse stepped back slightly, so they were actively preventing escalation. Another silence. Then the administrator nodded once. My stomach dropped, but not in shock anymore, something colder, clearer. This wasn't missed calls. This wasn't distance. This was control. My phone lit again. A new message from HR. Bank reversal initiated. Legal team engaged. And immediately after that, another incoming call. Not family. Unknown number. Labeled legal services. I stared at it for a second too long. Then answered. A calm voice spoke immediately. Miriam Hale, we're calling regarding unauthorized financial withdrawal and interference with emergency medical communication. I closed my eyes. So it wasn't confusion anymore. It was already moving without me. And on the screen beside me, my mother was still calling, again and again, like repetition could undo consequences that had already started. The legal voice on the phone didn't wait for me to catch up. We've reviewed preliminary records, they said. Your emergency hospitalization triggered financial access activity within minutes of your collapse. I stared at the ceiling tiles, while the words settled into something heavier than pain. Minutes. Not days, not confusion, minutes. My mother's calls were still coming in behind it, but I wasn't looking at them anymore. I didn't authorize anything, I said. We know, the voice replied, but someone did, and it's tied to your emergency contact permissions. A pause. Then the words that finally made everything snap into place. Your mother accessed and redirected your promotion bonus. The funds were transferred during your incapacitation. I slowly turned my head toward the window, like distance could soften what I was hearing. Jason's vacation posts flashed in my memory again. The timing, the captions, the ease of it. Not just ignoring me. Using me. The hospital administrator was still in the room, watching the legal call carefully. The nurse stood near the door, arms folded tightly, like she was trying not to react out loud. The legal voice continued. We're also confirming interference with emergency escalation attempts. Multiple calls were declined or rerouted using administrative privileges. I let out a short breath. So when I was unconscious, I said quietly, they were actively stopping anyone from reaching them. Yes. No hesitation. That was the part that didn't feel real, not the collapse, not even the theft. It was the coordination. Like I had been removed from the system on purpose. My phone lit again. My father. I didn't answer. Then my mother. Again. Again. I set the phone face down for the first time since I woke up. The legal voice softened slightly. We can proceed with recovery of funds and formal investigation if you confirm consent. I looked at the ceiling again. Consent. Funny word, considering I hadn't had any control over anything that happened since the moment I fell off that stage. Yes, I said. A pause. Understood. The call ended. Silence rushed in immediately after, heavier than all the noise before it. A few minutes later, the hospital administrator spoke carefully. We'll be documenting this as financial exploitation tied to medical incapacitation. I nodded once, barely. My mother's calls stopped for exactly 30 seconds. Then started again, more insistent now, like she could feel something slipping. But I didn't reach for the phone. Not this time. Instead, I just watched the screen light up over and over while everything she thought she controlled started collapsing somewhere I could finally see it happening.